Hey, my name is Scotty and welcome to this tutorial where I'm going to show you how to sketch this fishing boat here using my simple ink and watercolor sketching technique. Okay, so we're going to start with the main shapes of this object. So let's put 2 dots for the total width of your boat, and at the bottom, in the bottom half of the page, put 2 dots there for the width. Okay, and then join those up. Very lightly I'm holding my pen, I'm not really touching the page or board with my hand. Okay, now a very important part is to try and get that height of the cabin in relation to however wide you've made that. And so that's halfway. Now what about quarter way? So in between those, put a little dot there. So measure this quarter and turn your fingers and it should be about there. And then we come across and it's actually the other corner of the cabin at halfway, so about there. The other point is exactly the same height, is the front of the boat. So we come across there too. Now I'll outline the cabin. There's a little ledge where it goes in. That's about 1/3 of that height. In there, and then we're going up and there's lots of objects, so just a lumpy line down slightly across. So come down and there's a little awning. And down the cabin, part of the timber that sticks out. Curve. I'm going to draw this box that arcs down a little bit more. Now let's draw this cage on the top that stores all those floating devices. And I can see it's about the same as that height there. It dips down slightly, down this side, and there. So that height there is actually doubled up to here and here. And it's the same all the way across over to here. It's the shape generally like that. I'll go over here and add that little bally bit. It's like a red light, so I'll add that in so I can paint that. Something else, some wires. I'm sort of comparing to the side of the page to get it straight vertical because it's confusing with this one. Height of the cabin, and you double that up, and that should be where this is, above this middle this box here. And put another dot. And let's go down. You can add the bits of rope that are wrapped around. Now let's divide up some of these big shapes into smaller shapes. Continue this across, joining those two up, following that same distance the whole way across up here. Like that, underneath. So then there's these black boxes here. So those. Like that. Now everyone's will be different. I'm going to put the line, it goes through here for me. Little line there. Now we're going to go into some more details. So there's a tire here, really ugly shape, but I just go with that. And then there's this sign here, so I'm just going to make a rectangle here. You can paint them orange later. So outline those shapes, just look at the silhouette and then add in a few details. And a flag on the top. From here to there, let's link up that with I'm doing a bit lighter, like that. There's quite a few ropes from that point. Focus on that group. To the box. Impressionistic sketching here, just a few wires for that cable. Have a guess where that goes, and then draw these lines back to there. Nice natural bend. There's another one from that point. Where does it go? All the way over here. Curves like that. Add some down vertical lines and then some horizontal lines. Floating devices. We have a door here, so let's put that main door in first. Straight down. A few details on the front. Do the same down here. Okay, that's the line work. Let's get on to watercolor. So I got 2 brushes today, the round 10, round 12. We'll start with the round 12 to do the sky. Cerulean blue, like so. You don't have to go right in the borders. And you can leave every now and again a little bit of white, but then take that down just with plain water. The ocean here is a very nice dark ultramarine, so we're going to use that. So the top here, continue coming down. And I really don't want this to bleed out, so I have my hairdryer. I'm going to I'm going to dry this. Because I'm going to use cadmium red and add in cadmium yellow. Let's go over where the orange is. There and there. And on this section too. Keep it that same color. This section up here with the orange slats around this blue sign as well. Very, very simple, subtle reflections. Add a bit more water. I'm going to add just a very light swipe there like that. Now we add ultramarine back to up here where we have those floating devices. Do an impressionistic J. Now I'm going to use Payne's grey. So we'll go around here, around the J. Those black boxes that go here, so I just do them grey, dark grey. Payne's grey, and then the windows. Tie there. Now the section of the boat through here and the cabin is a very light aqua colour. So we'll start with turquoise, a swipe of Viridian green. Now probably would have been smarter if I started with this colour and then did the windows after. And same with this, I could have done the letters afterwards. Burnt umber, and then red, cadmium red. Also rust coming out of those vents. And a couple of spots here of rust. Now back to cadmium red, just straight cadmium red. The rest of the flag here. I'm going to let that dry. Now in terms of shadows, today I'm going to use Purple Lake. Okay, the first shadow I notice is this one under the awning. So let's do that first. A nice broad brush stroke through there. A shadow under this edge here. You can see shadows just coming on the right hand side, inside there, and then on the right hand side down. Even on this side, underneath these barrels. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. Some dark spots, saturated spots, and some highlights. I can see it's light here in the sun. It's a bit darker around there, so I can add some saturated sections here. I'll put some there. It's also really red around here, really orange around there. And up in here, this section here, just add a little bit more saturation there, maybe at the top of each pole. But just on the side of the boat there, because it's sort of rusty. And then the other main colour is the Payne's grey. These darker areas, we can add some darker dots. And this dark, you see through there, there's some darker ripples. Now I'm doing these horizontal strokes here. You can see them a bit better. Last step is to add some highlights. So I've got my Uniball Signo pen here. So you can see that there's water splashing up here. So I'm adding in a bit of foam, little highlights in this dark shadow there that I've added. Comes along the side of the boat. Actually lots of splashes there. Often you can use this, just do little horizontal lines too here. I'm going to add here the edge of the boat, make it easier to see the edge there. And in here you can see there's bits of light on different objects there. And if I don't fit it in, maybe I'll leave the 6. Just draw an A. So that's how I sketched this fishing boat using ink and watercolor. Hope you enjoyed the process. If you want the full tutorial, it's a lot longer. You can follow along easier. Have the reference you can download as well. That's over on my Patreon membership. And you not only get this full tutorial, you get all of my library of full tutorials and my fundamentals course, as well as a community where you can share your sketches and ask me a question. But otherwise, there's another tutorial right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.